That's it, folks. It's the end of turn 2, and as you can see already, a grand melee is taking place in the centre of the play area, and all kinds of things are happening. The Demon of Wrath here has been charging into the Imperial Sentinel, did some damage there. The Demons of Sloth are coming up behind. The Officer of the Immortals is behind here and getting everyone within his control auras, which is good. And in the middle of it all is the Greater Demon of Wrath, who is about to be taken down next turn, I'd say. And down here we have this other Imperial Sentinel, the Demon one, and he's coming in to join in and see what's going on as well.
So, in the process of all heading into the melee in the centre of the map, we've completely forgotten the criteria for victory in this game, which is control of areas. So probably none of us are going to get any victory points at all this turn because we've just gone for a stoush.
Yes, and you know, that's good. Plug in the victory points, let's just kill each other.
We're in hell after all.
Yeah.
Right, my Imperial Sentinel is being hacked into rather viciously by the Greater Demon of Wrath. I'm now fighting back. Luckily, he made an atrocious roll, only did one hit, and I have 1 point left. I'm hanging on, and this is my attack back. Hopefully do some damage.
This is happening. It won't kill the Greater Demon of Wrath because the officer of the demon troops, the Rebel Angel, cast one of her big nasty spells that gave 12 life points back to all her allies, which was very, very annoying. But she lost 2 permanent command points.
Yes, it was only 8, but yes, I had to give up 2 out of 7 command points to get those life points back.
You do have a command pool, which is refreshed each turn, but you lose permanent points from this command pool when miniatures get killed. If they have a command value, you lose their command value, and also when you cast spells that have a permanent command cost, you lose command points.
So I've sacrificed 2 of 7 command points to get, well, basically get 2 of my units back up to full strength.
So let's do some damage to that guy again. I need 3 above.
Defense is 3, yes, that's right.
And look at that, 4 hits, bang, beautiful. So that is 4 hits by a peasant with a spear. He's been doing some good hits. That does 9 points.
Well, it's not a peasant with a spear, it's this fellow.
Oh no, it's my Imperial Sentinel. I tell a lie. Yes. 4 hits is the same. 9 points of damage. He does the same effect
as a peasant.
What? Anyway, 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
Yes. Still not dead though.
No, I'm back where I started. I've got 12. Okay, 9 points it is.
And so, despite having been smashed back down to just 3 life points after spending however many command points it was to get him back up, he's been belted severely, but he struck back, and this time rolled 4 hits, which did 10 damage. 10 damage is his public relations value of what? Pathetic value it was, 4 or something?
Well, I had 1 wound left, so it's all academic really. And that's the end of my Imperial Sentinel. No!
Please tell me he has a command value.
No, he doesn't.
Damn.
As a matter of fact, so I don't lose any command points, which is good. But he goes over here in the dead person.
Yes, the corpse pile is
Corpse
growing.
pile.
What joy.
It also means that I'm going to continue to lose dominance for the turn. Dominance for the turn is gained by the person with the least number of casualties each turn, and if that is equal, it's by the person with the most number of figures. Dominance is the player who goes first, so that's quite handy.
Who shall I kill now?
I don't know, Will. Who will you kill now?
I know. I'll play a Victus point.
Right, Victus is an officer ability that you can use to activate another figure in succession. So after you've activated a figure, usually activation would pass to the other player, but play this order and you get to activate another figure, which Will is now doing.
It's going to be this one, which is the Infernal Ambassador.
Yeah.
And he has a penetrating strike of 2, which means that the unit opposing him gets -2 public relations, or in this case, what is that? Protection?
Yes,
rating?
PR, which is actually protection, we've taken to calling public relations, which is just confusing a very confusing game even further.
Plus, you're terrified, so you suffer -1 in combat, but that's when you're fighting back. So I've got, is he within range of 6 of her? Yes, he is. So he gets,
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. No, it needs to be 4 fathoms, so he doesn't get a +1 combat. It's just him. And I think that's about it for modifiers. Have you got any modifiers?
I'll just check.
This game is the game of modifiers. It should be called
Hell modifier.
Hell Modifier.
It's damn good though.
It is. It's a lot of fun. There's no doubt about it.
We just had an excellent little combat there between the Imperial Bureaucrat, my officer.
That's his name.
Right?
Yes, Imperial Combat Officer.
There he is. And he was being charged by Folkwaid the Black. But of course, when you charge the Imperial Ambassador, it's not good because he does the breath of the dragon and slows you down. So there's an attack sequence where you can attack back.
You would have thought
I'd charging towards him and then you go.
Yes.
And by that time, he'd been killed.
Yes, you'd think I would have learnt that because I did that once earlier on in the game, as you possibly may remember.
Yes,
but no, did I learn? No.
And so I managed to get him down to 2 life points. So he hasn't even had a chance to attack yet. He's only got 2 life points left. Now it's my turn, and it's time for my trusty peasant here, with his bill hook.
Oxymoron.
Or a spear, or whatever you want to call it. He's going to hack into the Greater Demon of Wrath and finally kill him because he's only got 3 points left. So
Let's just have a look at that Greater Demon for a moment, because he is a truly hideous creature. That, what looks like a belt around him is actually human arms. It's disgusting.
Horrible. So let's roll the dice. I have an attack of a combat of 4, and I get +1 because of the charisma of my officer who is nearby. And I get to re-roll 1 dice because I have a Lemure with Blessings of the Dragon who gives me the natural talent ability, which lets me re-roll a mist.
Meanwhile, I'm frantically looking at my card here, trying to work out what the hell the, whatever he's called, Great Demon of Damned One of Wrath can do. No, you suffer -1 combat because you're terrified.
Oh, curses.
Yes.
Right, 4 dice. You have
And
defensive 3, I believe.
hang on a minute, there must be something else I can do.
That's it.
How can you be so sure?
Attack this guy quite a few times.
All right then.
So, a defensive 3, I need 3 or above. That is 2 hits, and I get to re-roll 1. Another hit, that's 3 hits, and if I look on my chart here, 3 hits with my slashing spear does 7 damage, which kills
Oh dear. He's only got 3.
whoever combat is simultaneous, so he will get to attack back. It's mutual annihilation. They've wiped each other out, the Great Damn One of Wrath and the peasant with the spear. They're both dead.
Looks like an uneven combat, doesn't it? But actually quite well matched, those two figures.
Not too bad, really.
The Demon of Wrath has 7 attack, which is pretty devastating, but he's only got 3 defense, so he can be...
So that's opened a big hole in the middle of the combat, and it's all happening in the centre of the board. And
Yes.
we're still, what, turn 3, aren't we?
3, yes.
Turn 3.
It's a fast, action-packed game, Dorado, I'd have to say.
Yeah. Right, it's turning into a bit of a war of attrition here. The Imperial Sentinel Demon just charged in here at the the Damn One of Wrath, and killed him, but unfortunately the Damn One of Wrath attacked back and did 7 points of damage, so he's only got 5 left.
And I should point out that this is after I spent an entire turn sending Lemur off to do a, what was it, a possession spell targeting him, trying to take control of the figure, which turns out to be a complete waste of time because when he's activated he rolls his faith value, which is 3, and he needed a 5 or a 6 on 3 dice, and he rolled a 5 and a 6, and so the spell had no effect whatsoever.
Excellent.
I could have done something useful like a Plague of the Believers, which would have wiped out half of his points, but I didn't. So you live and learn. Some spells are better than others. Some spells are better than others. Some spells, mothers, are better than other spells, mothers. Look at the painting on that, will you? Universal Head, painter extraordinaire. Look at the Chinese characters.
You're making me blush.
Those Chinese characters were not embossed. They are hand-painted.
Anyway, it's very lovely figures and good game once you get the hang of all the special abilities.
Yes, it is. It's very like Confrontation in the way that there's an insane amount of differentiation between every single piece with all of the special abilities. In fact, the one he just killed, the Damn One of Wrath, is the only one in the game that has nothing on the back. No special abilities at all. That's my kind of figure.
Though there is no miniature game that doesn't have a whole lot of special abilities for every unit, so it's just par for the course, really.
Well, it's a fiasco of this cancels that, cancels this, cancels that, but invariably someone gets a minute advantage, which in this case works for me because, as you can see, I win.
Right, let's continue.
Well, here we are at the end of this game, this first game of Dorado. I seem to be in the habit of putting videos, game session videos online of us playing games for the first time ever, but I actually like doing that because it sort of takes you through the whole process of learning a game. We're struggling, you're struggling, we're all struggling together as we watch.
Blundering as a group.
Blundering through it all. Because, you know, sometimes videos give the impression that playing games are easy, but usually in that first game it's not so easy. You have to work out a whole lot of rules and special abilities and extra stuff and everything.
Yes, and this is, I might point out, after having read the Esoteric Order of Gamers summary, as opposed to, look at the size of that rule book over there. It's hidden behind that beer glass. It's large. Of course, a lot of it is contextual. What was the word you used?
Fluff.
Fluff.
And unit descriptions and things like that. But still, it is quite complex. So it's the first time we played, but we really enjoyed it. It's interesting. There's a lot of special abilities that you do have to remember, and especially there are things like auras. So you have to remember if a certain unit is within 4 inches or 8 inches of another unit, thus having an effect on the combat roll, etc., etc.
Yes.
So it is all rather complicated, but it is a spectacular looking game. The miniatures are beautiful, and there's certainly a lot of character to all the different units. And I think as you get to know it, you'd probably exploit all the special abilities a lot more effectively. But Will was the winner, and that's because he had more units earlier in the zones that gave you victory points. And he was killing me. He killed 4 of my guys. I killed 3 of his. So he was ahead. So after 4 turns, I capitulated. I could have continued it one more turn, but it wasn't worth doing because I wouldn't have got the points. So good game. And Will was the victor.
Yes, but it is a great game. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and the fact that it's in hell and the characters and pieces involved are so tremendously fantastic. I mean, look at these figures, for goodness sake. They're just monumentally horrible.
Well, something else we should mention is that when you play this with the full rules, terrain is a very large factor. You get all kinds of strange hell-like terrain that affects the board and does a lot of things. So
we've been forced to fall back on the basic terrain set that Peter has here, which is obviously substandard, but...
So that's the end of this PlayStation video for Dorado. Thanks very much for watching. This is the game, Dorado. Lovely figures, great miniatures, tabletop combat game. And don't forget to visit orderofgamers.com, the Esoteric Order of Gamers, for lots of fantastic gaming stuff, a rule summary for this game, more videos, more reviews, more rule summaries. It's all there. Enjoy. Bye. Just a last tip. When you're packing away your Dorado figures, or in fact any type of figures, it's a good idea to have a container like this, which is a large metal toolbox. You can see mostly in here I have confrontation figures, but I'm also storing my Dorado figures in here as well.
Look at them all! My God!
And that's just one faction for confrontations, the Wolfen, but anyway.
And he didn't paint those ones either. But these...
No, but these are painted. And the trick I've got with these is putting a little rare earth magnet super glued on the bottom of the base.
Let's just get that. Yes, there it is. It's a rare earth magnet.
So
what sort of rare earth is it? Iridium? Beryllium?
No idea. That's a good question. If it's a deep base, you can put a bit of green stuff underneath that as well, so you can raise it a bit to the level of the lip of the base, using a bit of super glue and green stuff. But in this case, it's quite a shallow lip, so it's just directly on there. And the good thing is then you can put it in your case, like so, and it goes and sticks.
How does it go?
It goes... and there it is, sticking, so you can move it all around. And that one's moving because
there's no magnet.
There's no magnet on that one, but all of these ones have magnets on them, so your precious miniatures, which is so fragile, especially these metal ones, won't move around. They'll be stuck to the metal surface and bang, bang, there they are, stored.
Is there anything the man has not thought of in relation to miniature painting or storage?
This, obviously, someone else had this idea and I stole it from them, but it's a fantastic idea for storing miniatures.
It is.
So that's our tip for today.